Purdue 82, Evansville 51. The Boilermakers are 1-0 to start the season. Number one in the AP poll, and following this performance, number one on KenPom.com. Yes, that's right. Coming into the season, they were not number one, they were number two. After this game, they have jumped up to number one. It's a great start for Purdue. I think you saw everything you wanted to see outside of Trey Kaufman-Renn, who was not available for this game. Apparently, he's going through a minor hip injury right now, something that was aggravated in Monday's practice, and was a game time decision. Ultimately, they just decided to scratch him and play it cautiously. His status will be one to follow. In the meantime, we got a good look at a lot of other things without Trey Kaufman-Renn on the floor for Purdue. Fletcher Loyer, 30-point performance, bombed in 7 threes. He couldn't miss. It's officially become a thing, if it wasn't already, like opening night Fletcher. He's had some of the best performances of his career on
Yeah,
opening
did you
nights.
you see that little graphic they had at the bottom for Big Ten? It was like I forgot what the amount of games it was, but like Fletcher shooting like 55% from the field and 55% from three and like 17 points a game in all of his home openers in like his Purdue career.
Guy just loves the college basketball season. Flips the switch and is in. I love it. Jack Benter in place of TKR, his first career game, a start in his first career game. I don't know if anybody expected that given Kaufman-Renn, but in the end, 11 points, hit 3 threes, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a highlight block that he beat off the glass. Yeah, I see it. This is really good for a kid that I don't know that we've ever expected much of anything from. He's ready to contribute right now. He looked impressive. Oscar Kluff showed signs of life. 9 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. We said we wanted to see it. We saw it. He finally looked pretty dominant on the boards against a lesser opponent. And good things from Daniel Jacobson as well. 11 and 8 with 2 blocks off the bench. Omer Meyer, we're kind of just going guy by guy right now, but I thought a lot of guys on Purdue shined in night one. And then Evansville's Bryce Quinnett, first time a headshot's ever lied to me, Cart.
Yeah, that airball free throw is tough with Brand.
I said his headshot told me he's a dog, and then he airballed the free throw in Mackey Arena. Bad look for me. But what's your biggest takeaway from Purdue's first win of the season?
I mean, can't start it without talking about what Fletch was able to do shooting the ball. And I think you and I had this conversation last year a lot. In a stretch where I thought Purdue struggled a little bit last year, I thought part of it was Fletcher's volume went down from three. He's too good of a shooter to leave any game, I think, only shooting a low volume amount of threes. I thought that one Painter and Braden and everyone else who got him involved did a great job of getting him the rock. They had like the transition threes going in this game that were rocking Mackey. He was coming off screens. You know, he was coming off screens and shooting so well that Evansville was fouling him on 3-point shots. They also lost him a couple times. But I think you can't start this game without talking about what Fletch was able to do. And I think that volume needs to stay throughout the year because, like we said, this is one of the best shooters in the country. He's a career 40% 3-point shooter. His volume needs to be high, I think, for Purdue to be the best version of himself, especially from 3-point range. As much as I love, you know, Fletcher trying to get to the basket and keep the defense off balance a little bit, the best version of Fletcher, I think, is doing exactly this. Like he, out of his 11 field goal attempts, 10 of them came from three. I think that's a really good recipe for Purdue to be successful.
He also got to the line. He had a couple like transition finish through traffic plays or tried to, and made 7 of 8 free throws. Obviously, when you're that good of a shooter, getting to the free throw line would be great. That's not a usual part of his game. We see a ton, but was a big element of how he got to 30 here as well. Yeah, he basically played my dream game. Like, I know no one cares about my basketball skill sets. I didn't play college basketball, but just a little story for you. When I go to my once a week pickup runs in my local town gym, I play the way Fletcher Loyer plays. I
Mhm.
run 3-point line to 3-point line. And when I get hot, it looks an awful lot like this card. We're playing to 21. I might spray 7 threes, which are twos in this game, and I might get you 1 rebound. And that might be it. But God, I'm tough to deal with when I'm on fire. That's Fletcher to me. He doesn't need to be anything more. And he's damn good. If you're looking for a shooter he's the best in the country at it. I think, so much of this dialogue, and I know you were in the mud again yesterday on Twitter on whatever discussion Fletcher Loyer's game is and what you think of him or we think of him. We ranked him like 25th in our Big Ten player rankings. That certainly feels low after a night where he drops 30 on opening night. Um, I think we have tried to explain the reason he ended up low on our team's aggregate list with other contributors is partially because there are people who view him as a specialist. And the thing from our standpoint has always been you can be the world's greatest specialist and have so much value. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean we're saying you should be replaced. Doesn't mean we're saying that you're a quote unquote bum. It just means you're a specialist. And to me, last night was a great example of this. Like Fletcher Loyer at his best is specializing in one thing on the basketball court and doing it better than anyone else in the country. Last night, he was 7 for 10 from three. He got 0 rebounds. He had 1 assist, but he went 7 for 10 from three and was the best player on the floor because of it. That's all
Mhm.
Purdue needs from him. It's what he is special at. And if there is one thing I think we are too low on with Fletcher, it would be this. I don't think we say it explicitly loudly enough. He's the best shooter in the country. He's
Yeah.
not just like an elite shooter. He's the best shooter in the country. Like what other specialist would you take in America over Fletcher? If you give me a name, I will fight you on it. This dude's experienced. He's a big game guy to me now. I think we need to start being clearer on that because it'll probably pour some cold water on people who think we don't believe in Fletcher Loyer.
Yeah, and look, it's and there's everything that comes along with that too. Obviously having I'm a Michigan State basketball fan. The lane is clogged at all times because I don't have a two guard that can shoot. You can't do that when you have Fletcher Loyer on the floor. You put that with a great passer and Braden Smith, a great post player, and Trey Kaufman-Renn. That's a recipe for success, and that's why he's one of the best shooters in America. So yeah, I've
The best.
never wavered on that.
The
Hmm?
best.
Yeah, he's one of the best shooters. Did I not say that?
The best. You keep what you're saying one of the best? The best.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, he's in the yeah.
He's the best. He's the
I'm trying
best.
to I'm just trying to make sure I'm not doing anybody wrong here.
No, I know. Like let's actually
I'm,
spend
I'm
time
going I'm
thinking
going
about
I'm going through like shooters in the country right now just to
it.
make sure I'm not like
Because last year we couldn't say he was the best because Kobe Bryant existed.
right.
Kobe Bryant is not here anymore.
Kobe Bryant is not here.
I think
Even like
Fletcher has taken the mantle as the best.
he is the best shooter in the country.
And I think to be fair, I don't think we have ever explicitly said that, which is why I am currently trying to explicitly say it. I am realizing now that Kobe Bryant is gone. I think it is Fletcher. And
Mm.
every time we come on here and we're like, yeah, I mean, one of, that diminishes what he is. Like, he's the best shooter in the country. Let's just say that. I don't think either one of us disagree with that. And it reframes this entire conversation, I think, appropriately.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. Braden, 11 assists to 1 turnover, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 6 points on 9 shots. Shots did not go in this game for Braden, but I thought the shots he took were good ones. And he certainly doesn't need to score anymore on a night where they're winning by 30 against Evansville. Were you content with his performance? Do you think he was content with his performance?
I don't think he was content with his performance because I think he realizes that a lot of the shots that I think he missed in this game he normally makes. I thought he had some really good looks. There was one in particular, I think he even might have got fouled, but he like went baseline, did a pump, stepped through, went for the layup. And like I just thought he missed shots that he normally makes. So him being who he is, he probably is like, damn, I left a lot of points on the board, but at the same time, he got everybody else involved. He played a big part in Fletcher being able to get the shots that he got, everyone else getting the shots that they got. Um, I also thought that he could have had more than 11 assists in this game.
Dude.
Dog, I left that first half. I was like, dog, Braden should have 12 at half right now if there was some more conversions going on. But at the end of the day, you win by a comfortable margin. You get others involved. The shots that he normally makes just didn't fall today.
Yeah, 3 for 9 won't happen much with Braden. He's
Right.
really good.
I will say this. The only reason it hurts me though is because I'm looking across the country and I'm seeing, these guys that are kind of beating up on these lower level opponents, like get, you know what I'm saying, kind of step up, getting their numbers up for the bigger picture here. But outside of that, yeah, he just, he missed shots that he normally makes. Like he was missing like little elbow jumpers and the little baseline kind of fades. He makes those 9 times out of 10. They just weren't falling today or yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I don't think he's going to go 3 for 9 much this season, much at any level of basketball ever again. It happens. Sometimes you have an off shooting night. In terms of like shot distribution, he was, what was he? I think third on the team in shots. Benter took 7 shots. Loyer led the team with 11. Jacobson actually was gunning 10 shots in this game in 21 minutes. Um, I guess like this is a situation I don't foresee coming much again. With TKR out, do you like that distribution or do you want to see Braden try to score more?
I think you want to see him score more, but I think to your point with TKR out, there was so much just gravity to Braden. Like he was coming off the screen, and if it was Jack Benter setting it, Jack Benter was popping, and Jack Benter was pretty open for the most part. Or Daniel Jacobson when he was rolling, he was pretty open as well. I just thought you saw the gravity that Braden draws when he comes off the screen, and then you combine that with Fletcher being the shooter that he is. I just think there was a lot of attention kind of going on Braden off those ball screens without TKR being that role person where I think Evansville's just playing the numbers there, right? They're probably like, I don't want Braden to beat me. I'm gonna make sure that he sees 2 bodies off this ball screen.
Yeah, right. I think you're right. I'm fine with it for what it's worth, but I could also see how someone would look at this and just be like, on a night without the second All-American, opportunity for the first All-American to gun. But that's not how Braden's wired. Braden's wired like, let's get the best shot. And good Lord, he was creating amazing shots the entire game. 11 assists to 1 turnover. That's obviously special. He, like, it sounds crazy to say because he is well appreciated as potentially the greatest passer in college basketball history. He's literally mathematically on pace to become that. And if that record is shattered, it's pretty undisputed at that point. He also like the level of acumen he has as a facilitator is so visibly absurd. Like I know last year we were comparing him to Cassius. He's a way better passer than Cassius, and Cassius was a great passer. But like just different games. Cash is probably a little more like I can get you. Braden is a passer I have never seen, truly. And to your point in this game, he ended with 11 assists, and I came out of this being like, damn, his teammates left a lot on the table for him.
Yeah, we left about 17 assists out there.
I think it was going to be literally a 16 or 17 assist game if guys were like making bunnies.
Yeah,
Like Kluff missed a couple bunnies early. Jacobson had a couple really good looks that didn't go in. Jakari missed some jumpers early that he created. Like he finished with 11, and genuinely the whole game I was like, wow, they're missing shots for him. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. They left a good 6 on the board for the assist numbers.
I've never seen anything like it. Like if these are the low end games for assist rate for him without Kaufman Ren to pass to, this record's getting shattered. Is it not?
Yeah,
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but like I think his passing has taken another leap, as crazy as that sounds.
yeah, and I think like in this game specifically, I think you were able to see a little bit more like transition maestro type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he obviously has that. You saw him finding Fletcher in transition, but just stylistically having Jack Benter, who's a different type 4 than TKR is, like Benter was trying to get out and run too. So he was like kind of getting out in the lane. He was picking popping a little bit. Um, Jack Benter's just a different type of 4 than TKR is, and I think that led to a little bit more like transition type passing in this game,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
I thought Purdue ran really well. Like this was a very good transition game. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, because I think they have the personnel to do it. I think it's more
Yeah.
like, when you have TKR out there, you want to get him the ball in the post and let him work in the half court, right? When you have Jack Benter out there, you don't necessarily want to throw it into him in the post and let him work. You want to have him be the trail guy, get out in transition, use that athleticism he has, be a pick and pop guy. It's just stylistically um, different than if TKR was on the floor.
Yeah. What'd you make of that? Because look, this is probably a version of this Purdue team we won't see again this year. Maybe in Oakland, TKR sits on Friday. Well, we can talk through whether or not he should sit or not if he's not 100%. But um, just point blank, we don't expect TKR to have another game he misses this year. He is such a unique piece, both in terms of caliber and skill set, but also in terms of fit with everybody else in the roster. It's pretty unusual to have like a post oriented non floor spacing four that's that good. That's very rare in college basketball. So like I looked through what they looked like in the exhibitions, and then I looked through what they looked like in this game. And I'm not about to go like crazy conspiracy theorist here because this offense also wasn't like perfect. They were
Mhm.
kind of stuck in the mud early, and it was an ugly game to start for 10 minutes. But I also don't think it's a coincidence that Oscar Kluff looked pretty good for the first time without TKR there.
Mhm.
And obviously, Benter is really good and provided some floor spacing that won't be there when TKR is back. So, do you think I'm onto something there where like there's still going to be some clunky stuff to figure out when you do reinsert Kaufman Wren versus like tonight? Is it a coincidence that you kind of got a good Kluff game for the first time without trying to pair him with another post guy?
I just think the way I saw it was that Purdue can have the version where if Jack Bender is going to give you this, let's say they're in a game where stylistically the two bigs aren't working to the level they want it to work, then you could insert Jack Benter into the game, and maybe that changes things up for them if they're in a little bit of a lull. Like let's say, that's it's just not working at the time. It's part of what makes the Purdue team great on paper is that you should be able to flip to another guy if things aren't going well. I said it with like Izzo, it's like having a bunch of tools in your toolbox. It's tough to make adjustments when you ain't got enough tools in there. Paint's got hella tools. So if Jack Benter's going to play like this, then, maybe there's a game or a 5 minute stretch or a 2 minute stretch where you're like, let's run with this a little bit to change things up. But um, it's just, I think it's a little bit easier. I'm trying to see how I want to word this. I think it's easier for Kluff to adjust to a Jack Benter just because who Jack Benter is as a player. And it's a little bit harder to adjust playing with TKR because TKR is this first team All American certain playing style that's very much different to Benter, is what it
Yeah.
is. Like they'll figure it out, but I think it's just a little bit easier in that setting. It's gonna be a little bit harder in the other one.
Yeah, that's also true, right? Like on this night, it was like, okay, Clough, we kind of need you to be the guy you were last year again.
Yeah. You
Like
go
we're
and even outside of that, like it had to be a deep sigh of relief for him just to get all like this is what you want to see. Like rebound to this level against the Evansville front court. Like that's what you want to see.
Yeah. So I thought Clough had a rough start again. I thought the first run for him was again not great. Kind of I think he missed one or two bunnies in that first stretch and just even had a couple offensive rebounds he gave up. Then I thought the
Got
the
dunked on.
final 24 minutes or so from him were pretty spectacular. If you are a Purdue fan, is this a big sigh of relief with Clough? I think it should be.
I think it should be just because you want to come out of this game with Oscar Cluff feeling good about himself.
And he
And like
does.
we don't know how he's wired. Like he seems like a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, but even like the happiest go lucky of guys start to sometimes doubt like seeps into your head.
Hmm.
So I think for him, if you're a Purdue fan, you feel good about this because he feels good about himself, and
Yep.
that's what you because you're gonna need him you're gonna need him to play better than he did in the first couple games, and this is a positive sign towards that.
Yep. I am with you. Okay. Other things here. Let's go back to Benter.
Hmm.
Really good in a lot of different ways. This wasn't just like, oh, he made some threes. This was like, wow, there was a eye-popping defensive play. The shot he blocked off the backboard was like something.
Yeah.
He
Get
I
that
thought
baseline like hustle offensive rebound, like he whipped it across the Fletch. That was nice.
he just, yeah, it's very cerebral, like making the right reads. The speed of this game was not too much for him. I thought you saw passing chops. I thought you saw really good rebounding. I mean, on a
Hmm.
night where Braden, Fletcher, Cox, the other starters combined for 4 rebounds, Benter got you 6 alongside Kluff. I thought he was good in that regard. Um, you buying this? Like, obviously, I think the way we've come in to his career, downplaying him at every single turn, that already feels disproven,
Hmm.
right? That already feels like, oh, we are surprised by where he's at and we were wrong. Now the
Hmm.
question is, what does it mean for this team and maybe beyond? What do you think it means for like the future? Because we've had promising freshmen before, right? Every year Purdue has promising freshmen. I don't think there's that much difference between like Benter's performance last night and maybe moments of the freshman year with Cam Heide. But like, do you think that going forward, Purdue is like, we've talked about like it's going to be the portal at the 4 next year. If you're a Purdue fan, are you watching this performance from Benter thinking, "Oh, we got our guy when TKR is gone"?
See, I don't know if it's we got our guy once TKR is gone because I was having this thought as I was watching it, and this is if Bencher's able to sustain this, wouldn't like the ceiling for him be like a Mason Gillis type, like six man of the year in his like senior season, played like around 23 minutes a game, shot well from three, rebounded well in his minutes, played around a bunch of really good players as well. Or is that like selling him short, do you think?
I think it's selling him short because I think Gillis was basically catch and shoot and toughness. And I think Benter is a lot more versatile skill wise.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I mean, he's definitely more athletic than Gillis. I'll
And
say
even so,
that.
like some of the like put the ball on the floor and he had some passing chops in this game. I just don't think we ever saw from Gillis.
Yeah, I think I said this in the Discord last night. I think it's good to see. It's something to monitor moving forward if he's able to sustain and continue this. Because I think to your point, you look to next season, there's a gaping hole at the 4 spot with TKR gone.
Yeah.
And if Benter is able to factor into that, I think one, that's like what Purdue fans want. Like
Yeah.
Jack Benter to contribute this season and then next season come to the starting 4 role and be a damn near veteran on this team and hold down that spot. Be this athletic pick and pop 4 man that can do a little bit more than people like the guy with 2 thumbs right here give him credit for. So I just think it's something to monitor throughout the year. But for this season in particular, just one game in, looking how it looks right now, like Jack Benter's your backup 4.
Yeah.
Jack Benter's your backup 4. When TKR is not on the floor, you put Benter in there.
Yeah. Newbert had some fun at our expense last night as this performance unfolded. He tweeted, I tweet, told ya on Jack Benter, but don't want to upset anyone, which is a reference to last week when he tweeted, Jakari Harris told ya. You did get upset about it and then quote tweet him. I think we've spoken to this at this point, and I'm going back and forth respectfully with Brian, trying to diffuse a little bit, I would say. But just a couple things from me on this. Number one, we deserve some spice from him. I think we know that. You've basically apologized, and I think it was unnecessary for us to like try and antagonize his Jakari Harris tweet.
Hmm.
Second, would you have been upset if he tweeted told you Jack Benter?
Probably not. Probably not. Also, I was upset accountability with myself that I even sent the first one. Also, I didn't know you can't DM people with blue checks. So, Brian, can you follow me back? And then I'll do my hand up accountability apology on this one. But I thought you put it pretty well. But nah, I wouldn't have taken offense to it or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think a follow's coming for what it's worth. Doesn't seem like he's a fan of our game, which is totally fair. He's
Does he
warranted
follow
to
you?
feel that way. No, he does not.
I just want to send a DM, hand up apology, accountability.
Yeah, just tweeted him or something if you want to. You already did that, in my opinion. But I feel like, look, meanwhile, while that was going on, seems like Ray Fell wanted war with you too, and I don't really know what's going on with all of this spice right now. I mean, I know we're at the core of it. We don't want to be. We really don't. I would say this. I don't have any issue with what Brian is doing here. I certainly really hope that every time a Purdue role player reaches double figures, we're not getting subtweeted.
Mm,
That feels like a pretty frustrating way to watch this really special Purdue season unfold. Like, I
hmm
just don't, I can't really imagine watching a role player have a good game and just needing to like make it about being right or war with people that like I just don't like just can we not just appreciate Benter? We certainly are not going to be like clowning Newbert or anyone else every time Jakari Harris goes 1 for 6 from the floor. I don't have any interest in doing a fight because we disagree on what exactly breakout candidates mean. And by the way, Purdue's nasty, so let's be clear about this. Every single game, some Purdue role player is going to pop off. One night it's going to be Harris, one night it's going to be Benter, one night it's going to be Cox. Liam Murphy is probably going to have a night this year. Omer Meyer is certainly going to have a night this year. And the people that cover this team are as well documented as anyone, certainly more than us, in believing in every player on the roster. So if this is the approach, like every single game, there's going to be an ability to victory lap the doubters of the end of Purdue's bench. And I'm just praying, this is me begging. I pray that we don't need to like get in fights over that every game. I'm trying to diffuse the best we can because I really, really respect Brian Newbert. And clearly that's not how he feels. And I think that's warranted, honestly, after we and you picked a fight last week. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on it. But I pray this isn't going to be a sign of things to come every single Purdue game for us.
Yeah. And look, if they want to do that though, like that's also their right to do
For
so.
sure.
And yeah, I'm not gonna. I guess where I'm coming from is like you can do that. That's completely fine with me. I just hope that you don't got to do it like every single time that it happens. But like if you want to do that, like I said, that's your platform. You can do whatever you want. I'm good with it. I'm probably not gonna engage with it for the sake of my peace, because I'm just gonna watch the game, except that you that's how you want to go about it. But yeah, I also like double down on everything that you said. And I do realize that a lot of this was my fault, which if I can deflect, it's also Jonathan Smith's fault if we really want to get down to the root of the problem. He caused a lot of this pain. But at the end of it, yeah, I know. It's hand up on me.
Thank God that Josiah Jervis is coming. Hopefully, you're in good spirits again and you stop picking fights with people we respect that we don't want to hate us publicly. Anyways, let's hit a couple more things from this game quickly. I'm mad at Omer Meyer. Do you have any idea why I'm mad at Omer Meyer after a night where he had 7 points and a nice assist and 2 rebounds?
What could you be mad at it about?
There was a play, and I'm going to ask Braden about it tonight when we record.
Are you talking about when Braden threw it ahead to Omer and he could have like went to dunk it or something?
No, there was a
Oh,
play in transition with Braden and Omer on the floor together. It was a 2-on-1. Braden went behind the back to Omer. Omer caught it with his left, had the defender all the way over, swooping in to stop ball. And Omer very easily could have thrown a behind the back left back to Braden, and he didn't. Instead, he like went up to try and make a tough lay through traffic. I am devastated with that decision. This is real. I could cry about it. It was right there. We had the clippable moment of the two Purdue point guards who are both extremely elite special passers, kind of like passing the torch back and forth to each other, behind the back, back. And Omer didn't take it. And I'm heartbroken by it. I don't care. He looked really good in a bunch of other ways in this game. I'm so upset with that moment.
yeah, we could have got the Because we seen Braden dunk. That could have been like the Bron and D Wade meme. Like Omer just like cheeky smile at the camera as Braden's just like behind him dunking. That was it.
It was a flawless Braden behind. Like it's right there. Boom, boom, right back. Like, come on. It was a metaphoric moment, please. We'll talk to Omer offline. We'll get this sorted out. Don't worry. Daniel Jacobson, good numbers, 11 and 8. 0 for 2 from three. Very eager to shoot his threes, I thought. I know he can make them, but I both of his threes I kind of saw and I was like, okay, it's his turn. And they weren't going in tonight, only two of them, but still 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. I think it's been the story of the early Purdue season that Jacobson has outplayed Kluff. Do
Mhm.
you feel that one outplayed the other in this game? Do you feel that both were good? What did you see from DJ?
I think both had moments. I think both were good in certain moments I can nitpick. I would, if I had to pick a side in this one, I would say Oscar in this game only for this reason. Um Daniel Jackson has great hands, right?
Mhm.
Like that's half of the battle is having great hands. I think the next step in his maturation process, to quote my late great assistant coach Fred Massey, who I miss very, very much, used to say this to Amir Williams every single day after everyone tried to break down his game. Coach Keener would come in and be like, Amir, you got to catch the ball 2 feet, make sure you're in the right spot, and you got to assess what's going on around you, and then do what's best to finish. And he would like go on a little soliloquy, right? Then Fred Massey would come in and be like, Amir, dunk that shit. Catch the ball and dunk that shit. I don't care who's in front of you. I don't care if there's a 7-footer in front of you. I don't care if there's a 5'5" guy in front of you. Catch ball, dunk ball. I want to see your hands on the rim. If I don't see your hands on the rim when you're catching it, then I'm gonna be upset. Now, that's not the case, right? Obviously, there's a little bit more finesse that comes into it. But I did think for a good portion of some of DJ's finishes, he would have, I think he would have done himself a little bit of a service to just go up and finish a little bit stronger and dunk the basketball. But, the crazy thing for him that works out is the ones that he did miss, because I didn't think he dunked it, he would also get it back because he's 7'9", and then he would finish again. But I would just like to see him be a little bit stronger in finishing. But I thought both played well. I would maybe slightly give the edge to Kluff.
Yeah, I thought the numbers for DJ looks better than the performance to me, and I'm not trying to nitpick because he was fine. It wasn't like noticeably bad, but I don't know. I just thought Clough was more effective in a variety of ways, even though Clough missed a couple bunnies. Clough had some passing stuff that kind of, I don't know, just had good moments as well. Here's a current thought I've had with Jacobson, and I still agree the ceiling at the 5 for Purdue this year is raised more by Jacobson if he continues getting better and stronger and emerging. I watch him in these games and I wonder what happens when he goes up against the elite front courts, both in the Big Ten and outside of it. Like, I
Mhm.
think his game is super incredibly effective against mid-major opponents.
Mhm.
He doesn't get exposed strength wise there. It just he doesn't he can kind of be a little more finesse and be fine. I'm envisioning after watching like Arizona, Florida, and Michigan and Illinois. Like I don't know when Purdue plays all these teams, but if they want to win a national championship, I do think that at some point this season there will be the question of does Daniel Jacobson translate against those teams? My gut says it might not. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I think at some point in his career it will. He just really, really like gets bumped off his spot a lot. Even
Mhm.
against the mid-major teams, I feel like he just kind of gets pushed around a little bit. And I mean, again, I'm trying to map what I'm seeing to what happens when it's Alex Condon or Diavicic or David Mirkovic who's pulling in 14 rebounds. Like it's a little more iffy to me. And I think back to the summer when he was at the FIBA World Cup event with Merez and with Sinak, and DJ kind of fell behind those guys at times. He beat the team, beat Sinak out, but people were kind of upset about it at one point. So I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on what I'm alluding to here? It's definitely gonna be fine against these types of teams, And it's definitely going to be fine against like the middle to lower half of the Big Ten too. But
Mhm.
I'm talking like at an elite level in a Final Four. Do you have any concerns about what Jacobson is right now translating?
Oh, yeah, only because of just like kind of the points that you said. Like I just think right now, he's first of all, he's coming off a broken leg. And before that, he was a little bit on the skinnier side. He's still a little bit on the skinnier side. I think he can add, and honestly, I don't even think it's a get bigger thing. It's an adding a strength thing. I always point to like guys like Chet Holmgren. Like Chet Holmgren legit is very, very skinny, and he's always been skinny. But one of the big steps for him is that he legit got stronger. You weren't able to see it, but in the way he played the game, he was extremely strong and had a good foundation in how he played. I think that that's the next step for Daniel Jacobson. I just don't know what I think this year you might see moments to your point where like he is going to get pushed around a little bit by some of these older, stronger front court guys. You would just hope that he can, play as strong as up to his ability, and also counteract that with length. But
Yeah.
I do think there's going to be moments where like you aren't going to be able to roll with him given where he's at because I think he has some more steps to take in his maturation process.
And the thing is, I think he's put on muscle and weight, but putting it on is one thing. Getting used to like playing with it
Yeah, like
and
you can get it, but like you also need to know how to use it. Like it's like
right.
having something that you never really had before. You got
And
to figure out how to use it.
I think he plays like a guy that, even though he's always been huge, just has never really embraced like being physically dominant. He's
Mhm.
always been more skilled than physically dominant. And
Right.
I wonder if that will ever come in his Purdue career. It could, it might not. I don't think it needs to for him to be a really good player. But as far as this year trying to win a national championship goes, we're going to have to answer that. Just how effective is Daniel Jacobson against elite bigs? It's
Right.
one of my
And
biggest questions with this team.
yeah, especially too what does the pairing look like?
Right.
Because, in a realistic world, to your point, I would love to pair a Daniel Jacobson with a Merez, like a physical monster four. Like that would really complement him. They obviously Purdue doesn't have just this amazing physically dominant four man that's like a junkyard dog rebounder or something like that, and physicality wise. But yeah, I think it's a process with him, and one thing that you can feel good about is like you're at a place that knows what to do with big men like that.
But the interesting thing you say it's a process. Like no doubt from a Jacobson lens, he's going to get there at
But
some
you're,
point.
but you're talking about in this season,
There's a window here. And
yeah.
it's not that there won't be more chances for Jacobson to make Final Fours later in his career. It's just this year is national title. It
And,
is. Like
and that's why the injury thing last year sucks.
it really set him back. Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
sucks.
it's also the beauty of Oscar Kluff, which is why even when Oscar Kluff has a stinker, Purdue fans should not harp on it, give up on him, and move to Jacobson. You are going to need Kluff. In the games where Jacobson is just kind of getting physically pushed around, Oscar Kluff will not get physically pushed around. And the change
Hmm.
of pace between those two, I think, can really help each other. So, all right. Thanks for indulging that conversation. I just wanted to see where you were at with it. Liam Murphy only made one shot. He was 1 for 3, but I do just want to say when he makes a three, it's so freaking pretty.
Yeah,
Like that release is so quick and smooth.
it is. And look, obviously this team's so talented that Liam Murphy's going to have some game. He's going to have a game. I don't know when it is. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know what the result is going to be. Because of that game. He'll eventually have one. But I think even early on in the season, you're seeing that maybe some guys are separating themselves from others in this case. And you know what? He probably knew that coming in, that was going to be a battle with a lot of people. He's also playing for Purdue now instead of the North Florida Ospreys. So he's feeling good. He's fine.
This is true. I have two questions for you that are on like the non because I think we've covered all the positives. Have we missed any positives from this game?
That no, I feel like that's all the positives.
Okay, am I allowed to go like questions on the negative side before we wrap in a game where they win by 31? Didn't cover in Mackey Arena against Evansville without TKR?
Can I tell you what should be the first discussion?
Yes, I think you know what it is.
They didn't win the rebounding battle against Evansville.
They gave up 20 offensive rebounds to Evansville.
It's not ideal. It's
20 Carter
borderline unacceptable.
Carter, they gave up 20 offensive rebounds to an Evansville program that last season ranked 345th in Division 1 in offensive rebounding.
It's not good.
They were a bottom 12 team in the sport in offensive rebounding. And they got 20 offensive rebounds against the number one team in the country on a night where Kluff got 10.
It's not
Like I,
ideal.
the story here was rebounding was fixed. And I get TKR was out, but TKR is not a rebounder.
Do you have the number? I'm on stats broadcast right now, and I can't see the splits on it. How many offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds did Jacobson have?
Jacobson had 2 offensive rebounds and 6 defensive rebounds.
Okay, that's it. Watching it, I felt like it would have been more lopsided than him getting offensive boards because I thought there were some moments that he was a little bit lackadaisical on the defensive glass.
I thought the center spot rebounded adequately in this game. You got 18 rebounds combined between Kluff and Jacobson in 40 minutes.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody complaining about that. But that should be the ominous part of this is that your fives did rebound and you still gave up 20 offensive rebounds to a program that doesn't offensive rebound. Look, regardless of how you feel about it, it's one game, whatever. There were some weird bounces for sure.
They shot 34. There were some long ones, but that's to the point where you need your guards and wings to take a little extra second there and make sure we don't run to go shoot. We got to secure the board.
There were weird ones going around for sure. However, coming off of 2 exhibitions where I thought Purdue was horrible on the boards, at this point, it feels pretty fair to say 1 week into the season, this team is not good at rebounding. Like if you have a night where the bigs are good at rebounding and you're still giving up 20 offensive, like they're not rebounding. The team is not rebounding at a championship level at all. So I don't know what you need to fix here. In the first 2 exhibitions, weren't we? We were pretty clear coming out of it, like Kluff needs to rebound.
Hmm.
But tonight, Kluff rebounded.
Yeah.
And they still got destroyed on the boards by a team that was smaller with no physicality. So again, the same way I talked about with Jacobson, if Evansville is pouring in 20 offensive rebounds, what on earth do you think that the Lendeborg Merez Mara trio is going to do? Like what is David Mirkovic and Ivisic going to do? Like they're going to destroy this team on the boards.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be, I think, a point of emphasis as a collective, as a team. You gotta what's the term? You gotta gang rebound to everybody.
Yeah. And I understand that TKR was not here. It would have marginally helped to have TKR with the centers doing it. But I think through the exhibitions, I wasn't that scared because I'm like, oh, Kluff will start rebounding. He rebounded tonight and they gave up 20 rebounds to Evansville. That's terrifying if I'm a Purdue fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Terrifying. Um, Other thing, I had one more on. Oh, just the slow start. I wanted to ask you this. How concerning should it be that like 10 minutes into this game, it was a 3-point game?
Um, I don't think it's concerning because I think that's a direct effect of like we have had TKR here and now we have Jack Benter at the four. It's a little bit different.
It definitely felt flat,
Yeah.
which you could forgive them if they were flat because it's like, oh, damn, we don't have Trey. Like, damn.
Yeah. Did they go a 4 minute stretch? Like, because it felt like a 4 minute stretch where they struggled to score.
Yes,
So that was a tribute to Trey Kaufman, right? Isn't he number four?
he is.
Yeah. I thought they would like sit down on center court for 4 minutes to pay homage to him
Yeah.
being missing, and then so that's what that was. A little 4 minute drought just to pay homage to the Karl Malone finalist, to make sure that he's good.
And the beauty is they flipped the switch and immediately poured it on. Fletcher started hitting shots, and it was run him out of the gym from there.
Yeah. Well, the first media timeout, really wish I was in that huddle. 'Cause I
Would've
know
been-
I know Coach Tom, PJ, he drew up some heat. Payne has some bars. Everyone has some bars. I would have loved to have been like 2 rows behind there, just with a quick as they break the huddle, be like, "Hey, just so y'all know, Evansville, can we hoop?" And they did.
It did. It is objectively a great result to win by 31 without Trey Kaufman-Renn. With that said, Ken Pomeroy elevated them from second to first in the country after this performance. Where is Carter Elliott putting Purdue in the national lens through one game? You've watched one game of all the quote unquote elite teams in the sport. This
Hmm.
Purdue team is the blank best team in the country.
I mean, they did this without TKR. That's for sure factoring into this. I would probably put them, I think, second or third.
Okay. I'm at top five right now.
Yeah.
I
What are
think there's
those teams?
five teams.
I mean, we're talking about like one game, and Arizona was hella impressive. They're probably like first game impressive. They got to be one.
I there's a lot of teams with like real size and athleticism that look really great right now offensively.
My main takeaway is that the Big Ten is going to be a damn battle this season.
It's going to be a gauntlet for sure.
It's going to be a
Which,
battle.
but to that point, I think that's at least a little bit of a tweak from how we viewed it because we didn't think it
Mhm.
was going to be much work for Purdue to run through this league until we
Right,
got one game into it.
right. But
So
that's more so us seeing these other teams. We're like, God damn, they're good.
for sure. I also do think there was a world where Purdue came out and we're just like, oh, no doubt they're still way ahead of everybody. And that's
Mhm.
not what's happening right now.
Mhm.
Look, I'm not trying to say there's any real skepticism, but I'm definitely like taking a minor step back from like Purdue's the best team in the country for sure. I think
Mhm.
they're in the mix with a lot of other teams. I'm worried about the rebounding, man. I really am. I think you just watch this team, it's not a very physical basketball team.
Yeah.
And the offense needs to be really, really, really elite to overcome that. My hope was Kluff would change them physically, identity wise. He really hasn't for me.
And also last thing here, wasn't the conversation that they improved defensively so the rebounding improves?
Rebounding improves, so the defense improves. That was the pitch.
Okay, because the defense was great in this game,
Yeah, you're
but the
right.
rebounding was not good.
Yeah, Evansville 20% from three.
Yeah,
Didn't get
30%
to
from the
the free
field.
throw line at all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is a testament to the defense for sure. So
yeah.
we'll see. I'm curious to see where it goes. We didn't mention CJ and Jakari at all, other than Jakari quickly in passing. Those two combined for 40 minutes, 3 points on 6 shot attempts. CJ did not attempt the shot from the floor. Any worry at all, or are we just glossing over that performance?
Um, I think given the shot attempts that were coming from other guys, I think that would be getting cute about it. I'm not saying it's concerning. I don't envision a world where it's good that TJ Cox is playing 20 minutes and has no shots.
Season's here. Your leading shot attempts guy is out, and CJ didn't attempt a shot.
Yeah,
It's a
it just
little
doesn't.
little noteworthy, a little bit.
It's not. It's. I'm not saying it's like. I'm just saying it's not ideal.
He'll probably go for 20 next game and we'll be fine. But
Mhm.
I think the pitch here with the shooting guard spot is like it just has to be one of them. Any
Yeah,
given night, it can be.
I was gonna say, what's the last group where we did it where we're like, let's stop looking at it person by person, and let's like look at it as what they give us as a group.
Well, I think that's how you should look at both shooting guard and center. And center A plus combined. They were great in this game. Shooting
Mhm.
guard, I think it's just any given night. We just need one of these guys. And on this night, it wasn't Cox, it wasn't Harris. If anything, Meyer outplayed them. I still don't think Meyer played great, but win
Yeah.
for Dion Hill Ford, I guess, if you want to keep notes on like game by game, which shooting guard's the best. It was Omer tonight. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I
But
CJ,
also like Fletcher's I mean,
true. It was
Fletcher's
an
damn near a shooting guard.
uncharacteristic performance from CJ to say the least. I'm just banking it. I'm not worried about it because I think CJ's good, but yeah, if you're missing one of Braden or TKR, he's got to be more involved, I would think. And if he's not, it's like, what is going on here? Derek, did you see Derek's team comp for this, by the way?
Mm-mm.
I don't know how Purdue fans are going to feel about this, but our boy Derek in the Discord, who I love, used to coach against in my coaching days. He has a team arc comp like how the season could potentially play out that I actually love after sleeping on this.
What is it?
It's my favorite team ever.
Oh, what is it?
2013 Michigan. Trey Burke.
Remind me of that team again.
You remember how the season went? Because it's not about the personnel. It's
Hmm.
about how the story of the season went and what they're good at and where it ends. So Michigan that year, early in the year, got up to number one in the country.
Hmm.
They were like undefeated, and it was like, oh shit, they're the number one team in the country. The whole time they were number one, they had the number one offense and a pretty iffy defense.
Hmm.
They weren't great on the boards, and it was like we're searching for answers. By conference play, the conference was a gauntlet. There were three other top 10 teams in the league, including Indiana. Ohio State was great. Michigan State was great. Michigan finished fourth in the Big Ten after being number one in the country. Everyone kind of soured on them. It was like, no.
Hmm.
They got to March and had the best guard in the sport and immediately flipped the switch and were the number one team again.
I like. Okay, I feel like you would buy into that, right?
So when he first said it, I was like, I don't like this. But then as he gave me the pitch, he was like, and I don't want to admit it, but like the pitch here would basically be I'm legit concerned about our defense.
Was Burke National Player of
Rebound.
the Year there
He
that year?
was. If you are actually concerned about the rebounding and or the defense, I think it's a pretty good pitch. Like basically Michigan and Illinois end up really good this year. Purdue doesn't run away with the league, you think, but then you get to March and they flip a switch and have the special run still.
And then does that end with Purdue getting robbed against Rick Pitino?
I hope not. I hope it ends though with like Braden having a Burke moment.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
All right, that's it. Anything else from you before we wrap?
No. Uh, Handle business. If I'm TK, I will say this: if I'm TKR, I'm not rushing back to play Friday.
Yeah, I don't think you need him, but you probably want one game with him and the whole group before Alabama, be
Hmm.
my guess.
Do they have a game in between that?
No, Oakland and Bama.
Ugh. Yeah, you probably do want him. If it's a hip bruise, I feel like he's taking it easy. Like, I mean, you could do like a minutes restriction, but like maybe you
I,
want him out there.
I think he could have played tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
fine. Congrats, Purdue, 1-0, number one in the country, number one in Ken Palm, number one in our hearts.